Om Ganganapataye Namo Namaha, Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namaha, Ashta Vinayaka Namo Namaha, Ganpati Bappa Moria. Welcome to Learnamytes, where learning is for all and all that we do is for learning. I greet all of you, all the viewers, on the occasion of this ongoing Ganesh festival. Please like, share this video and subscribe the Learnamytes channel. Ganpati Bappa Moria. Let's start. Wishing all our viewers greetings on the occasion of this auspicious Ganesh festival. Before we begin, let's seek the blessings from the spirit of Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, because of whom this festival became popular across the country. In today's video, we'll talk about a shlok of Ganpati Bappa. We'll also talk about the story behind the birth of Ganpati Bappa, and yes, finally, the beautiful form, or what we call as the Murti of Lord Ganesh, and what do we learn, or what is the message behind them. Let's begin with this shlok, which is quite popular. The shlok goes, Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. The meaning behind the shlok is, O Lord, with a huge and a healthy body, with a trunk like an elephant, and whose presence is equal to billions of sunlight or suns, and finally, someone who removes all the obstacles from our life, I pray to you. If you look at the story of the birth of Lord Ganesh, many of us might be knowing this story, but let me take you through the story one more time. The story goes like this. Goddess Parvati, or Parvati Devi, created a form which she named as Ganesh. She also sort of wanted to treat this form as her son. So she did what we call as Pran Pratishtha, and that form came alive. She told Ganesh that while I take bath, please guard the main door and do not let anyone in. Lord Shankar was away, and when he came back, he asked Ganesh to open the gate or allow him to meet his wife, the goddess. As per his mother's, whatever that she had asked him to do, Lord Ganesh did not allow Lord Shankar to enter the premises. This made Shiva angry, and then there was a war that happened between the two of them. And as a result of it, Lord Shiva chopped off the head of Lord Ganesh. When Parvati came to know about this entire incident, she was extremely upset, and she told Lord Shiva that I want you to make sure that my son is alive again. Now, since the head was chopped off, Lord Shiva advised his Ganas, or his group of his team or his team members, that please go and find out the first animal that you see, chop off the head and bring it back to me, and I'll make sure that Lord Ganesh is alive again. Likewise, they went and they found an elephant called Airavat. So they chopped off the head of Airavat, brought it back, and then Lord Shiva made sure that Lord Ganesh was alive again. And from that day, Ganesh had what we call as the elephant head. What do we learn from this story? Now, two things which I got from this. One was, it clearly indicates that Ganesh was extremely obedient and he did not let his mother down. Whatever that she asked him to follow, he followed. The second thing which comes is commitment. He went up to the extent that he had to fight a war. So he went up to that extent because that was the commitment that he had given to his mother. Let's look at the traditional form of Ganesh, Lord Ganesh. Now what we see is Lord Ganesh has got an elephant head. Elephant is normally associated with memory. It has got a fantastic memory, a wonderful memory. And it is also known to be an extremely intelligent animal. Likewise, Lord Ganesh is known to be the Buddhi Devata, god of intelligence. It has got two big ears, which indicate that it listens more and it speaks less with that, what we call as the trunk or the soul. It has got a big belly, which indicates prosperity. It sits on a mushak, or what is known as in our common language as mouse. Now if you look at it, Lord Ganesh is also carrying a parshu, which is an axe. So it means that whenever something goes wrong, Lord Ganesh doesn't hesitate in taking an action. If Lord Ganesh wants to control something, it's carrying a pash, which is more or less like a string. And it's also carrying an ankush, which means that whenever it wants to control the thoughts of the devotees, of his own self, he uses the ankush. Finally, at the navel, you normally see there is a snake. Now, it looks a little, it makes us anxious, or at least it made me anxious. That on one hand, you have a snake, and on the other hand, it's sitting on a rat or a mouse or the mushak. Now, mushak and snake are known to be enemies. So, what does it indicate? That indicates that at one end, Lord Ganesh also has the snake, and it's controlling the snake, and on the other hand, if the mushak goes a little haywire, then it is actually seated on the mushak, and if required, it will also make sure that it also uses the snake. So this is the traditional form of Lord Ganesh, that beautiful murti that we see. Beyond that, there is also this another form of Ganesh, where we see that there is Lord Ganesh in the center, and on one side you see Goddess Lakshmi, and on the other hand Goddess Saraswati. This indicates that Lord Ganesh is a fine balance between Lakshmi, which is considered to be as the goddess of wealth, and Saraswati, which is also known as the goddess of knowledge. So God Ganesh also brings balance to our life. Finally, it is known as Ganapati, which is Ganansapati, leader of the people. So I'm sure all of us will have their own stories about Lord Ganesh, the way you celebrate this festival. Please post them in the comment box, and we would like to hear more stories from you. If you like this video, please share and subscribe Learnamytes. We take your leave today and see you back next week. Ganpati Bappa Moria.